Hello, beautiful seekers. This is Clarity 1129. Welcome to this picker card reading. It's going to be a little shaky this time because I am going to do something really vague for the first time. I'm holding the phone to record this reading, all right, and I'll just be using one hand to lay out the cards. Actually, I was in between filming the zodiac predictions for Jan 2023, and I was just called to do this Mercury retrograde reading. So I made a quick reading so that you can just get to know what it is that you need to keep in mind, because Mercury is going retrograde on the 29th of December, right up till the 18th of January. So basically, you know all about retrogrades, is that, usually things come for a renewal or a time for you to rework on things. Maybe you'll have exes showing up. That's the energy of retrograde. You don't usually start a new thing, launch a new thing during the retrograde. As you know, Mars is already in retrograde right up till the 12th of January, and now Mercury is going to go retrograde too. So this quick reading is to just let you know as to the things that you need to be aware of, what you need to rework, because retrogrades are a wonderful time to actually, whatever things you've started and just left for some reason, you lost inspiration, or, you had something else come up and you kept it on the back burner. This is the time to address those things. It's a wonderful time, in fact, even for second chances. All right. So even if someone from your past comes, an old friend, a lover, this is the time wherein you can actually put those issues, finally sort them out, part ways amicably, or develop new kind of friendship, whatever it is. All right. So this is what the retrogrades bring. So I've done a quick reading and I'm trying to keep this very steady. I'm holding the phone with the left hand because the rest of the stand, everything is ready for my zodiac predictions for Jan 2023, and I don't want to upset that setting. So I've made a quick kind of makeshift setting here because I was really called to do this reading for you. All right. So just take the messages and don't go for the single hand that's going to show this reading to you in a kind of sloppy fashion. All right. Okay then. So let's hop right in, my dear seekers. As you can see, there are three piles. Pile number 1 is the Light Seers Tarot. Pile number 2 is the Scintillating Waite Tarot. And pile number 3 is the Mystic Mondays Tarot. All right. So take a deep breath. Exhale. Slowly open your eyes. I forgot to tell you to close it. But whichever pile you're drawn to, that is your pile. All right. You may choose more than one pile. You may even watch all three, but don't force any message that does not resonate with you. Your situation, you know best. All right. So without further delay, let's go to pile number 1. Those who've chosen the Light Seers Tarot. Well, so pile number 1, those of you who've chosen the Light Seers Tarot, this is your reading. Let me lay out your cards first, and these are the oracle messages. All right, so we'll begin with the 9 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, Temperance. Now that's a good thing about having the phone in your hand, because they can make sure that you adjust it to show all the cards. Judgment, and the 7 of Wands. Beautiful. I think we'll lay down the oracle cards as well. You get Celestite, Soothe Your Soul, and Apophyllite, which says stay positive, And from the soul's journey, you have envy. And you have love. All right. So we've got all your cards here. And now let us begin. All right, pile number 1. What is the first thing that you need to know? First of all, what you need to know is what is coming into your awareness is this 9 of Pentacles. You are going to have a glow up. You're going to be abundant. You're going to be independent. And you will come into your power. All right. The 9 of Pentacles is often seen as halfway point to being the Empress. And this is where you are. You are comfortable in who you are. And you don't need anyone to support you. You're financially independent. And, you're just happy where you are. So this is the energy that maybe for some of you, you don't feel that way. You feel that you're not yet. Well, you're getting into this energy, especially for those of you who are working on this. You are going to come into this financial independence, all right? You're going to be comfortable in your skin. And that is the first step to doing anything, to being comfortable in who you are. And this is what's coming into your awareness during this Mercury retrograde. And how will this retrograde affect you? And you get the 7 of Cups. Now that you're moving into, you're standing in your power, you will suddenly find a lot of avenues opening up for you. All right, maybe people are looking at your glow up, so you're getting a lot of offers. And some of these are distracting. Maybe when you were getting into this energy, initially you had a certain set plan, but now there are so many offers coming your way that you're now you're spoiled for choices and you don't know which way to go. All right, so this is, and because of that, you're not able to make a decision as to should I choose this or that, where should I go, which till now seemed clear to you. So this is possibly one way of things showing up for you. Or there could be people, maybe there was a certain job in the past that you've left, or a certain relationship that you left. All those things are coming during this time. Those things come up, whatever you've left halfway. And now you are in some sort of confusion as to what you should do next. But what you should be revisiting during this time, out of all these choices, is the one which you naturally feel drawn to, with this Queen of Pentacles here. Out of all these choices, maybe some will offer you a lot of money, some will offer you, a change of location, something that you've been, but you've got to follow your heart. There is something which will make you feel complete on all levels, like the Queen of Pentacles. She's grounded, all right? She's not in her head. She's grounded. She's very earthy. And she is comfortable in who she is, like you are, as the 9 of Pentacles, but with a lot more experience, all right? And she handles things with great balance. Typically, this is the wife card. Excuse me. So this is someone you'd like to have in your life. This is the energy that there is. So during this time, for some of you, you need to choose that path, excuse me, which will give you that kind of peace, that kind of happiness. Excuse me, I'm going to pause this video for a bit. All right, sorry about that. I just had this bout of coughing, so I needed to get myself a sip of water. All right, so this is where I was telling you that this is what you need to revisit. For some of you, it's got to do with a mother figure, either your own mother or someone whom you look up to for advice. Maybe there's been a while that you've not been in touch with them. You've not been speaking to them. Maybe you've been so busy in your schedule working to be the 9 of Pentacles that you've neglected them. And maybe they're waiting for a call from you, some sort of, you could surprise them with a visit. So this is something for some of you who resonate with this. If you're obviously staying with your mother and there's no other person then this is not for you. But this is for those of you who haven't connected with your mother because you've been very busy. maybe she's remembering you a lot. Maybe you do get a thought and then you look at the time and you say, oh, this is not the right time. I'll call her tomorrow, and then you forget. Well, this is the right time to do it. So do take time out to spend some quality time with your mother or this mother figure, whoever it is, all right? For some of you. And for others of you, whatever it is that you are meant to choose, go follow your heart and go to that particular thing which keeps you in balance and keeps you grounded. Don't just take off because one thing is great in this particular offer that you have. All right? So where do you need to rework things? And look at that. This is such a beautiful card. And this is the Temperance card. This is again all about balance. And this is what you need to, this entire Mercury retrograde, see, you when you enter, maybe you're already in this beautiful place. I said some of you already here, some of you are coming into this energy of being financially independent, of, having success and tasted independence and tasted independence in a way that, you're comfortable. It's not that you're struggling. You've reached that point wherein you can call yourself someone who's really free in every respect, to be able to live in luxury. That's the energy that you're in. But now, maybe to get to this level, you have actually been single-minded, be determined to get what you want, and now it's time to come back to balance, to have a work-life balance. There are certain periods in our life when one thing takes importance over everything else, and we have to prioritize, and you've done that, and you worked on your goals and you've reached. Now it's time for you to come back into balance. All right, if you've neglected your own routine, your personal routine, you've got to get back into that. And if you've neglected people, like I've said, for some of you, you need to get in touch with those of them who've been important to you, and your mother in certain cases. This is the time to do that. I'm really sorry that the camera is shaking because I'm just getting carried away and I forget about it. If this reading turns out to be really bad, I may not even post it. I'll have to record it again. But I really hope, because there are beautiful messages coming in this for you. You've done a lot of work, pile number one, and you really need to get into balance right now so that you can further keep reaping rewards. You know what happens when we get success doing a particular thing, neglecting everything else? After a certain point of time, those other things catch up. And during a Mercury retrograde, a lot of things that we've left behind can come for revaluation. So this is the time for you to get back into balance, all right? And what are the unknown factors that you need to be aware of when you get the Judgment card? Now, the Judgment is all about second chances. The Judgment is all about soul calling. So, if there is something that you always wanted to do, all right, maybe you've got your Nine of Pentacles come into this energy, doing something which gives you a lot of money, which has taken you to this place, but there is something else that you always wanted to do. You don't have to leave what you're doing immediately to go after that, but you could always, start that hobby once again. If there was someone in your life whom you walked away from, maybe this person will come back and you will have a second chance as to talking to this person. And it doesn't mean you have to go back to them, but you'll get a sense of closure. So there are themes that are going to come, and unlike the other cards, this card which is telling you to come back into balance, and this card which is Judgment, they are major arcana. So these two themes were meant to happen during this time, all right? And in this case, something is coming for evaluation, and you get a second chance to do things right this time. For each of you, it's going to be something different, and you'll resonate with it. Or even if you can't think of it right now as you're watching this reading, when this thing comes up, it's going to strike you. Oh, this was what was being said. All right? And then you can act accordingly. Now, last but not the least, what are the precautions that you should be taking during the Mercury retrograde? And get the Seven of Wands. And this is a very interesting Seven of Wands. If you see in the traditional tarot, there's this person who's standing on high ground, and they're wearing, they're unprepared for this sudden attack of six wands against them, and they're holding the fort from this higher ground because they are at a point of advantage. But then they have six people who are fighting them, and they've been taken by surprise because if you look at them, they've got different footwear in either feet. In this Seven of Wands, however, there's this protective bubble around this person. So what you need to know is that you are protected. However, this is the time wherein you can't really, if you feel you've come to this comfortable place with your Nine of Pentacles and now you can relax, no. With this envy card here, there are certain people who are admiring your glow up, and there are others of them who are envious of you. All right. Now this card says, I am the same as everybody with different challenges. So there is someone who may admire you but who is envious of you. All right. And they don't like your sudden glow up. Maybe they expected, maybe this is someone from your place of work, or this could be someone who's closer home, who secretly, who is happy maybe that you've done well, but who's also not too happy about it. Maybe you don't get to spend as much time with them anymore, or because they didn't get that kind of success, so they're a little upset about it. Either ways, people are not completely happy with this glow of yours, so you'll find someone trying to be a little sneaky. I know this is not the Seven of Swords, this is the Seven of Wands, but still these wands are standing against you. All right, this is because this sudden success has not gone down well with a few people. All right, but what you need to know is there's nothing to panic. Just keep your eyes and ears open. Know that you're protected because this was meant to happen. You've put an effort here, that's why you're here. But again, as I said, you need to come into balance. If you come into balance, you'll be able to take care of anything that comes your way and do wonderfully well. At the same time, with this card Love here, which says, I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. Even if you know who these people are who are envious of you, show them love, because everyone's got their own journey. Everyone's trying hard to make it big. And it is, we are, after all, human beings, and we have a shadow side. And envy does come up when people are trying just as hard as you are, maybe even harder, but they haven't reached where you have. And yes, some of them might know that everything happens in divine timing and divine order, and others may not know. Either ways, at that particular time, when they see one person succeeding and they don't see that in their lives, and unfortunately, our world, our society is such that they measure people's worth by what they achieve and not by the fact that they are just here and they are worthy anyway. So these things translate as envy. So while you are protecting your energies, show those people love. All right, there's nothing personal that they have against you. It's just that they get triggered because they've not been able to achieve and they see themselves as less worthy. All right, again, with Soothe Your Soul, this comes with the Temperance card. Come back into balance, ground your energies if you've been neglecting your health. And I'd like, this is one theme which came to my mind when I went rushing, pausing the video to have water. If you've not been looking after yourself, if you've not been hydrating yourself, this is the time to do it. Take some time out, make a routine for yourself, practice relaxation techniques. But more than anything, if you've been cut off from your loved ones, this is the holiday season. It's the right time for you to get back in touch with everyone, especially your mother, for those of you who resonate with it. All right. And stay positive. So if you find that there are people whom you really thought were your cheerleaders and they are turning against you, you're just being asked to stay positive. This too shall pass. They will see that they're being immature on their own. You just show them love and know that you're protected. All right. And that's all I have for you, pile number 1. I hope this reading resonated with you. And I hope the shaky camera wasn't too much for you to take. All right. And with that, I wish you all the best. And I will see you with my zodiac predictions, which should be out in a couple of days' time. All right. So till then, be good, stay safe, take care. Bye bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your Shaky reading for this Mercury retrograde. All right, as you can see, I have the tarot and oracle cards pre-shuffled, and while I'm holding my phone in my left hand, I am going to place all your cards and then we'll begin your reading. All right, so we begin with, wow, the Magician. That's a nice way to begin. Okay, 10 of Wands, Justice, wow, 4 of Wands. The good thing about holding this in your hand is that though it's shaky, you can adjust it, unlike those stands wherein not much adjustments can be done to get all the cards in. Then you have the Moon, and you have, oh, the 9 of Swords. Okay, I'll also put down these cards here. You have Soul Light, Speak Your Truth. You have Garnet, Ignite Your Passion. You have Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And last but not the least, you have Judgment, which says, I understand that everyone has their unique path and challenges. All right. I'm sorry for the background noise. There's a lot of laughter in the corridors. Actually, this is Christmas Eve, and as I mentioned earlier in the intro, if you've heard, that I was actually doing the other reading, which is all set up in the other room, and then I was just called to do this, so I've come here. But this is very close to this common area where the elevators are, so you'll hear a lot of noise, and I just hope your reading is interesting enough for you to, look beyond this interruption. All right, pile number 2, let's dive right in. To begin with, what you need to be aware of is that you are this powerful magician. As you move into the Mercury retrograde, which is on the 29th of December, you are in this wonderful energy of being able to manifest anything. Now remember, during the Mercury retrograde, Mars is also going to be in retrograde till the 12th, and then you have Mercury. You don't start new things, all right? But you can manifest what you want. You have all the tools to get whatever it is that you want. So you are in a very powerful energy, and you need to be aware of it. So keep your thoughts positive and get everything that you want in order. Work on it, rework on it, so that as soon as 18th passes, within a couple of days after that, you're ready to launch, all right? And you will find that you get tremendous amount of success. This is what you need to be aware of, all right? How is this going to affect you, the Mercury retrograde? And you get the 10 of Wands. Now, you are the master manifester. You've got all the tools in your hand and you want to launch now. You just don't want to be held back. But whatever it is that you actually do, despite these, now you're listening to this reading and I'm telling you, you're the manifester, and if you forget and you start actually putting things into action, you will find no matter how much work you put in or whatever your plans are, something else comes up, things don't work out. You're just getting lots of work from different, areas of your life. Maybe someone, you're just waiting to go out and a family member falls sick, or maybe you fall sick, or something happens, or, you just have, maybe your refrigerator gets unserviceable. Anything, the little niggles, but so many coming from different areas of your life that you are tired and you are overburdened. All right, and this is how this Mercury retrograde is going to burden you. Things from your past will come up. Things are happening in in your current situation, and you're getting overwhelmed. And why you're feeling more overwhelmed is because you have certain ideas, you have certain plans, and you just want to move. All right, so you need to be aware that these plans that you have, it's not that it's not happening. It's going to get a super boost after the 18th of January. Right now, it's time for you to be kind to yourself. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's time for you to step back and prioritize. All right, none of us here are superhuman. There is work that needs to be done, and for as long as we're living, we'll have a whole lot of things to do on a daily basis. But not all our work can be completed in one day, all right, because work keeps getting generated. You just finish with one thing, something else comes up. So you need to prioritize what can be done, what is to be done today. And it doesn't matter, you have to take into account the fact that you're a human being. Some days you won't be nice and bright. You may have so many changes happen, so many ways that people around you can affect you. Your energy gets affected. You need to recognize that, and you need to be very kind to yourself. So during this time, what you need to really know is that Mercury retrograde is going to feel very overwhelming for you, pile number 2, and you need to prioritize yourself. So be kind to yourself. Give yourself some extra time to sleep. Maybe take a nap in the afternoon if you're busy doing some other work, and at times just detach from people and go and sit on your own if you have to. All right, but you need to prioritize. The key word for you is prioritizing. All right, what you need to revisit during this time is you get this justice card. Now, justice can be a lot of things. It could do with the law, things to do with law. So if you're stuck in some legal matter, or if something needs to be done, some paperwork needs to be done, this is the time to do it. All right, don't start anything new. If you can postpone signing contracts till 18th January, great. If you can't, make sure you read it, reread it. If there's someone whom you trust, get them to read it. But be very sure and extremely thorough in whatever it is that you do. Even if the person you're signing the contract with is someone you still make sure that you have read it once for sure, or twice maybe. All right, don't trust blindly, and don't put pen to paper unless you are thorough. This is something that you really, really need to do. So if there is something in the past that you were meant to look at and you haven't, and if it comes up again, please read it thoroughly during this time before you take action. For some of you, it could be a marriage, maybe for a very few people, because the next card here is also the Four of Wands. If for some of you out there, now this won't resonate with everybody, only take it if it resonates. If some of you have been going through a tough time in your marriage, if you've been in some sort of separation, maybe it is time for you to rework that. All right, for some of you, that's why you're feeling overwhelmed. All right, so if you find that you've been in separation and you feel that this was not a right decision that you made, and you want to come back together, you don't want to go through, maybe you're halfway through a divorce and you feel that this is not right, but your ego is coming in your way to go and tell your partner that you've made the wrong decision. Let the ego go out of the situation. Mercury retrograde is a time for you to get a second chance. If you miss the second chance, it's not going to come back again. All right, so if you really feel very strongly about it, you and your partner need to work on it and get back together, because we have this card and the fourth card is this one. All right, so this is what you need to revisit and rework, these two cards. So for those of you who have something got to do with your family, any theme, this is very strong. What I feel is this for those of you who are, thinking of either splitting or separating from someone who means something to you, whom you've been in an established connection with, most likely a marriage. This is your, a second chance. It's a God-given chance for you to reevaluate. Is this what you really want? Do you really need to separate? All right. So this is something that is going to come into focus again. And you need to follow your heart when you're taking this decision. Both of you need to sit and work on this. All right. And though this judgment card is not the card from the tarot, it is from the oracle card and it's an advice card. I understand that everyone has their own unique challenge. Yes, by mistake I switched off the recording. So, but I will use this also, since it's coming with this justice and the Four of Wands, what I want to say is this is a second chance for you to reevaluate. So, follow your heart and keep your ego-based thinking out of it, all right? Just try and understand their point of view. If this marriage meant something to you and to your person, and if this really is tearing you, taking this decision, then it's time for you to actually go back, speak to them, and with this card here, Sword Light, speak your truth. All right, say whatever it is that you have to say, and things will change. For a lot of you, maybe this is exactly what you're manifesting. You actually don't want to let go of this connection. So you're getting a chance now, all right? And with this friendship card here, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So maybe for some, some of you, your marriage began with someone who you considered your best friend. And that's how you moved forward. And now it's time for you to actually think of what this meant to you. All right. So this is what you need to actually work on if this theme comes up and if this is what you want. For each of you, it's going to be different. And you have to act accordingly. All right. And what are the unknown factors that you need to know during this time? And you get the moon. The moon is all about secrets. The moon is all about not knowing, okay? Things that are hidden from you, things that are hazy. And this is exactly the card you get as to what are the unknown factors. So since this is not being told to you what these unknown factors are, what I get very strongly from this and with this Nine of Swords here in the position of what precautions you should take, what I feel is that, you can keep worrying about things that you don't know. But just remember that all your life, when you really need to get answers, all right, and you don't get them. Usually when you need answers, if you just set an intention just before you're going to sleep, just send that message out into the universe or speak to your subconscious mind that I really need to know this answer. Please show me some sign, give me some answer. And if you go to sleep, chances are you'll get it in your dream or in a day or two, something will come up and you'll get that answer. If that answer is not coming to you, it means that you're not meant to know it. It means to just trust the universe. And to just trust the universe means you don't have sleepless nights. It means that you give this energy up because you trust the universe. All right? And so you work towards what you're passionate about. All right? Speak your truth when you can and know that things will be revealed to you in divine timing. All right, and this is something you need to trust. So what are you being asked mainly in this Mercury retrograde pile number 2 is to know that you're very powerful. You can manifest whatever it is that you want. Prioritize things in your life. You can't get everything done. And if you're getting overwhelmed because there is a connection that is on the verge of breaking up and you don't want it, the only way you can change that is to speak your truth. You're very fortunate that you're getting a second chance to mend things If this is really important to you, follow your heart and mend it. And if you feel this person is holding something back, they will come out with it when they're meant to. Don't worry unnecessarily. If you overthink, chances are that you will just not listen to your intuition and you will follow fear-based thinking. And this is the precaution you need to take. Do not let worry and fear override your intuition. Follow your heart and things will be absolutely fine. All right. And having said that, I wish you all the very best, pile number 2. And I will see you soon with your January 2023 prediction. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to the other person in your life. And I hope you can follow your heart and you'll live the happiest life and with the happiest outcome. All right. So till next time, be good. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I'm sorry about that confusion. Actually, this is the first time I'm doing something so silly, and I actually feel very silly doing it, holding this phone in my hand and making this recording. But this is the only way out right now. All right, so for those of you who've chosen the Mystic Monday, here is your reading. I'll lay down the cards and then we'll get into your reading, all right? So we begin with the 5 of Wands. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. The Devil. The 10 of Swords. The 8 of Cups. And Death. Very powerful cards. And don't, run away from this reading looking at these cards, especially for those of you who are into tarot and you see the Devil and 10 of Swords and 5 of Wands and Death. It doesn't have anything bad. It's just, remember, it's a Mercury retrograde reading. All right, these things are supposed to come up for you to work on it. Selenite, clear the clutter. Unakite, live in the now. Fear, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Is this focusing? Yeah. And trust, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Beautiful. All right, so take a look at your spread and let's get into your reading, my dear pile number 3s. What is coming to your awareness? What is coming to your awareness is the 5 of Wands, that you have been in conflict. Now, for each of you, this conflict is going to be different. For some of you, it's between your head and your heart for the choice that you have to make. For some of you, it is conflict with someone at work. For others of you, it's in familial relationships, in friendships, or with someone you love. All right? But you are conflicted, and this is not a great state to be. And you are aware of this, that this conflict has been lasting for quite some time now. And as you enter Mercury retrograde, which is on the 29th of December till the 18th of Jan, this might get overwhelming for you, all right? But you're aware of it. And you want to, shift out of this energy. But the good part is, during this Mercury retrograde, how it's going to affect you is that there is going to be a change in your fortune, all right? So if this fighting has been going on for quite some time, there is hope here, all right? I'm sorry about the shifting camera. Please forgive me. I'm trying to keep it steady, but I've been holding it for the past 2 readings, so my arm is aching right now, all right? So, as I was saying, the Wheel of Fortune is telling you that things are about to change. You're going to be able to get out of this conflict energy. All right, you're going to get a chance to work on things that didn't happen right, which is why you're in the state of conflict. All right. Now, the next two cards, if you can see, are connected. And this is about what can you revisit, and this is about what you can rework. So, with this two cards here, what I feel is what you need to revisit is this devil energy. And in your case, I feel this devil energy is fear. All right, with this fear card here, there is something that has happened in the past which is coming for a revaluation, as it should during the Mercury retrograde. The entire idea of retrograde is for themes from the past to come up for revaluation so that you can work on it better this time, because you have healed, you have more experience, you have more knowledge, and you're seeing things from a different perspective. So now you need to see, why is it that you're afraid? Why is it that you have reacted to a certain situation in the past in the way that you did, and how you can change that? Where is this fear coming from? What is triggering it? And this is what you need to work on. This is your shadow side. You need to really work on. If there is something that's happened in the past, maybe with something as a child you've seen, and it's really scared you. So anytime you see any sort of pattern which is similar to that, you walk away from the situation. It's possible that you've been in a relationship that meant something to you, and you are the one who walked away. All right, and you're the one who was responsible for a certain 10 of swords with someone else. Maybe this person meant a lot to you, and maybe that is why there's this constant conflict in your head, because things didn't work the way you wanted it to. All right, and that is why you're getting a chance to evaluate it. All right, and how can you get past this fear? You get this clear the clutter. All right, there is something that has happened, and it is not in your past, and you have absorbed energies of something that has happened around you. All right, and the fear has been so much, it's possible that it was something that happened between your parents, and maybe your parents had to separate. And so anytime you get close to someone, you self-sabotage because you have this fear of being abandoned. So you abandon the person before the person can abandon you. All right. And in this case, why it's coming back and why you're in a state of conflict is because this person really meant something to you. And you're being asked to work on your fear. Clear the clutter, clear the excess noise, which is not yours. It is something that you have seen people around you who are close to you who face this, and you're letting that, you're absorbing that energy, and telling yourself that that's going to happen to you, but it's not going to happen to you, pile number 3. And that's why it's come back. This constant conflict that you're having is because that whatever has happened is because you have sabotaged it. You need to trust. Wonderful things are happening to you. Just because things didn't work out for certain people doesn't mean it won't work out for you. And you really need to work on this fear. All right? What you need to know, the unknown factors that you need to know. Yes, before that, let me tell you. Anytime you find that you're really panicking over something, anytime you come close to someone, when you start feeling fear, one way of reducing your panic is to actually bring yourself to the now, to the current situation, here and now, and just live from moment to moment. Believe me, I've tried this. I've said this in many readings before this, and it really works. It may work momentarily because we have not meditated, we are not so mindful, and after 5 minutes, our mind goes all over the place. But when that panic is at its best, that is the time if you can just get yourself into the now, just center your energies and you'll find that the fear passes, all right? And you can actually ask for help thereafter with someone you trust. And you need to trust, all right? This person was special for a reason, all right? And you walked away from them, and you've caused them a lot of heartbreak. And in doing so, you've caused yourself a lot of heartbreak, all right? And a life of continuous conflict. And you need to work on that, all right? And the universe is giving you a second chance, because this is a fated connection. So if this is what it is, you need to work on your fear, all right? And you're getting a chance to do it. Heal it and let it go. And what you need to know, what are the precautions you need to take? And you get this death card here. What it means is that you are getting a wonderful chance to transform, to release this devil energy once and for all, to live a full life, a life wherein fear doesn't hold you back. And this is what you need to know, that once and for all, you get a chance to walk away from your fears. This is something you are not seeing, all right? See the situation for what it is. See that what is your role in this particular scenario which has happened. And deep down inside, you know it. You need to just trust. Don't close off your heart. This devil energy is nothing but fear. And fear is not anything small. It's a huge thing. In fact, there's either fear or love. You can choose anyone. Everything that's positive comes from love, and everything that's negative comes from fear. So why would you want to be in that energy? All right? So pile number 3, all you need to take from this reading is first to work on your fear, to know that the universe is sending you a great opportunity from the 29th of December right up till January 18th, all right? And the energy carries on for a little longer, but you can start, in fact, you must be feeling it already as we're moving in, because it's already the 24th when I'm recording this. You'll feel this energy, all right? You'll feel this energy as it is. You must be feeling it. And you're in this state of conflict. And you are getting this second chance. If you have to make amends with this person, because this person really means so much, you need to. But it'll be of no use if you do not heal. If you can't work on your fear and you go and mend things with this person, your fear will get you to play the same tricks again, You'll start acting up after some time and again want to sabotage this connection. But what you're supposed to do during this time is to actually work on the fear. Go to the root of your fear. If required, speak to someone you trust. If you feel you can't do that, get help. Go to a psychologist. Get a therapist. It's not something that is difficult to do these days. You have wonderful people who can help you out, and it's perfectly normal. But you need to get past your fear. This life is beautiful. It's got wonderful things to offer you. And there's this wonderful person, perhaps, who's meant to be with you. You need to trust them. But if there is fear in your heart, you're not going to be able to trust anyone at all. But you're getting your chance to transform. Make most of it, pile number 3. I wish you all the very best, all the very best. And I'm sure you're going to get past this, all right? And the new year is just around the corner, and I'm going to meet you with your Jan 2023 predictions shortly. But you are to just concentrate on yourself and work through your fears, all right? This beautiful wheel of fortune has come upright for you. This is your time. And I am sure you'll get past all the heavy energy and free yourself from it for good. All right? So that's all I have for you. Take care. Sending you lots of love. Bye-bye.